What's up, guys? Welcome back to the pod. I'm thrilled beyond measure to welcome my co-host for the day, my friend Claudia.
Such an honor.
Hi, Turdy. How have you been the past 3 hours since I've seen you?
I saw you this morning. You were on the toast. I have to tell you, I've been talking about you all day. You crushed it.
I was so nervous. I was freaking out the entire morning.
No, you were amazing. I just had lunch with our mutual agent who works on our podcast, and I was like, she was so good. You were such a professional. Afterwards, the producer in the room was like, that was such a good episode. You know when you do something good?
1,000%. I left and I was like, we crushed that.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
It flowed.
They're going to love it. I'm so excited for it to come out tomorrow. Such good conversations. I feel like I honestly kind of want to launch a podcast with you. Like it was so good.
Should we do a special or something?
And I can't believe I'm in your house right now. Like I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I know I'm only like your second guest. This means the world.
I'm honored. The honor is all mine. I'm so excited. And obsessed. I'm very excited because we're going to try Spritz today.
Yes.
I had never tried one before, which I'll tell you what, I thought it was cocktails, but it's sparkling wine.
It's wine.
Which I'm thrilled about because I don't love like a cocktail
in a
can.
Same.
So I am very excited.
And why I think you're going to like it. Let's open both of these. I like peach, but I know you're a passion fruit
I'm
girlie.
Obsessed with passion fruit. Is Margot's favorite passion fruit?
Yes.
Because I saw when it was her birthday. Yeah.
I also, I love these because I don't get a bad hangover.
Okay,
it's monk fruit. It's not like, fake sugars
Oh,
or
skinny.
anything. Yeah, no, it's good. Okay, peach.
Cheers.
It's giving Snapple.
Oh, I love that. It tastes like a peach ring, candy.
Oh my God. And those are Ben's favorite candies.
I love those candies. I really, really do love a peach
You
ring.
and Ben are so similar.
I'm obsessed with Ben. Okay.
Passion fruit, Chars.
Ben just like always has something funny to say in a non-creepy way. Sometimes I will like, if we're in a group, I'll study him because the way he can immediately make something so funny it's uncanny.
I always say I feel bad for Ben because if he had married, a regular, I know.
Oh, that's to die for. I honestly love both of them.
No, all the flavors are so good. It's so fun, like running a liquor company when you love to drink. I'm just having the time of my life over here, and I don't have to do any of like the hard work. Ben does that. I just get to like go to the parties.
And so what is the pickle flavor like?
Okay, it's really crazy. Do you do pickleback shots?
I love pickles. I've actually never done a pickleback shot, but I love pickles.
I hate pickles.
No way.
Yeah, like I actually have.
Oh yeah, you're so picky.
I've never tried one, but like I just know I wouldn't like it. I like a cucumber, but vinegar is just not for me.
It's so funny because since I've known you personally, I haven't noticed that you're a picky eater.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess because we're always together in like a party setting or like a dinner setting where you can choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
But I haven't noticed that at all. But also my favorite foods are like bad foods. Like my favorite foods are like chicken fingers. So like I don't think I would notice.
No, I love chicken fingers, but you and Ben have so much in common when it comes to food. I feel like you guys really
I die for all of his cooking videos.
I know. I'm so unworthy of like living with someone who's so skilled at cooking because seriously, I'm like, can you make me corn on the cob? Like that's all I like.
No, and the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh my God, it was really well. Have you eaten at that place here?
No.
Okay, so when maybe 2 or 3 times ago when I was in LA, I did a meet and greet, and so many of my followers are Jewish and they know that I'm always looking for kosher spots. And this girl was like, you have to try Lenny's Casita. They have like a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme, but it's kosher. Yeah. I was like, I literally went home and that night me and Ben had it and we were getting on the plane. We were like, we should not be having Mexican food before the flight, but whatever. It was the best thing I'd ever fucking had in my life. I actually had it Monday night of this week and Tuesday night of this week. It's so good. It's called Lenny's Casita. It's so fucking good. I've actually never been there. We just always order it.
I'm dead. I need to try.
And it's so good. And so Ben recreated it for me because they're obviously, the location is here in LA and we live in New York. He's such a good chef. He's so good to me, but like he's very adventurous. Like he made a ceviche the other day. I was like, get that the fuck out of my house.
That's a lot to do at home.
Ceviche is crazy. Well, we recently moved and Ben found in our new neighborhood this like state-of-the-art Japanese market where they have like sushi grade fish, rice, and he has the time of his life at this place. And like that's just something we personally can't connect on, and it's been really hard.
I'm dead. And also I want to go to the kosher market with you, the one that you guys are always going to and you're like having the time of your life there.
So this kosher market, I mean, if you listen to my podcast, you know my entire personality is about this new kosher market that opened in New York, like near my house. It's called Ori's. I'm so into fruit these days. Like fruit is my everything. I love it
because 0 points.
Because 0 points. Exactly.
I listen to the shows too closely. Like I
need
it's too
food
much.
all the time. And like I'm always shoving my face with fruit. So I don't like seriously like.
What's your favorite fruit?
Okay. Such a loaded question. Let's say we're talking about, and that's why I like Ori's. They have the best fruit. Like fruit these days, like in the supermarket, it's like shriveled up and wrinkled.
It's nasty, GMO, disgusting.
No, we stopped caring about fruit.
No, I stopped eating fruit because it's so nasty or it's $7,000. If you get the Fruit of Air one, I'm like, I have dead ass bought a mango container for $25.
Yeah. So let me say,
and I'd do it again.
I think Ori's is the Erewhon of New York.
I'm dead for that. Not Cinderella.
No. Cinderella's like not cool anymore.
I have found the Ories. Well, I didn't find it. I grew up with it in London. So where I'm from, it's called Panzer's. It's my deli. I grew up in a really Jewish neighborhood. So like I love a deli. Panzer's is, oh my God, Ben would love it.
Is it kosher? Or is it like Jewish style?
It's Jewish style, but it's like, Ben would love it. He would just die for it.
I love fruit. So these days I'm like I go through hyperfixations with different fruits. Currently loving kiwi. I
die for kiwi. You know, some people raw dog it with the...
I did know that with the fuzzy.
Yeah, which is absolutely insane. You sick fucks peel it.
Sick. And I like literally have a peeler. And trust me, I'm the laziest bitch alive. Like peeling it seriously is the bane of my existence, but I would never put that shit in my mouth.
Sometimes I do splurge for a pre-peeled kiwi from Erewhon because it's just like, it's so luxurious to just eat it and just be like, wow, the work is done.
I'm so glad you brought that up because Ori's also has this like amazing selection of pre-cut fruit.
Delicious.
I don't go for it. Like I know it's a lot more work.
Because it's slimy.
But it gives me the willies.
I get that. And
I like fruit like in its natural form.
You like
I'm
it
just
with
kind of a purist when it comes to fruit.
Yeah,
with its jacket on. Exactly.
I love that it comes with its like little outfits.
But back to your original question. So I have hyperfixations, but my favorite fruit of all time is the sumo orange.
Okay, I have gotten into them recently because literally from TikTok. It's so lame. Yep. And wow, what a slay.
It's very rare that you try something from the internet that like actually is good. Everybody's always lying and making shit up on TikTok specifically. Let me tell you, the introduction of the sumo orange changed who I was, literally changed my life. Yep. I feel like I can't believe I've lived, 18 years without a sumo orange. And I love it. You say orange or orange?
I say orange.
That's so crazy. Because have you been listening to Tortured Poets Department?
Not that.
I know. That's like kind of a topic you and I don't.
Yeah, dogs and Taylor Swift is really tough for us.
We just pretend. But there's a song called Florida. I say Florida.
Oh my God. She's like, Florida.
No, she's like, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me.
And you say Florida.
Florida. What do you say?
Florida.
Florida oranges.
Florida oranges.
Florida oranges. What do you guys say?
That's crazy.
Florida.
Damn. Yeah, it's a New York thing. Yeah, it is.
It's Florida.
I'm dead. Okay, wait, where did you go to lunch?
Oh, okay. I had a fabulous lunch, even though the most classic thing happened to me. Like nothing in my life can be easy.
I wasn't by the way, sorry to interrupt. I wasn't gonna drink today, but these are like going down a treat.
This is my last thing of the day, and then I'm going to see Shane Gillis, so I feel like I should like pregame.
100%. Yeah. These are like
no, they're so good. I know. Hold on.
Okay, and so wait, sorry, go back. I interrupted you. So it tastes like pickle.
Oh, right. So it doesn't taste like pickles because I liked the Spritz and I don't like pickles. I think it tastes more...
How would you know if you never had it?
Because like what a pickle tastes like based on smell.
Yeah, that's true.
I use my 5 senses to determine if I'm going to eat something. Usually it's no.
I'll say that pickles are a love it or hate it thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like the sheer fact that I was like, for those who don't know, and I don't know how you possibly could because it's all I fucking talk about. I used to be obese. And the fact that like I seriously have 4 things on the planet that I will eat and I managed to get so fucking fat is honestly a testament to my tenacity and determination. And I should seriously be studied by science.
And pickles ain't one of them.
Pickles is not one of those things. But I have recently been trying like new foods. It's been something I've in like late in life trying to expand.
You haven't done a video though in a while, and I do love those. You need to.
I know. I need to do a video. I feel like I made that video with Selena Gomez trying olives for the first time, and I kind of peaked.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can never post another one of these. But I do, especially because people are so shocked when there's like an actually basic human
Some of the
necessity.
foods are fucking insane.
I will tell you what I just had for the first time. I went to Casa Tua in Miami where the food was so good.
It's so good.
And when a restaurant has really good food and everything is good, I feel so comfortable. I'm like, you know what?
Totally, because it's like they got you.
Yes. So I tried a Brussels sprout.
Oh yeah.
Obsessed.
Wow, that's wild because I'm actually recently turning my back on Brussels sprouts. I'll tell you why. I feel like every restaurant in New York and LA went through like a revolution like 5 years ago where they were like, we're going to put like maple butter on these Brussels sprouts.
So I had maple butter.
And it was like,
it was so good.
Like there's still, it's like at its core, it's kind of nasty, but it's like, yes,
it's
if you
fart.
put enough cheese on it, it tastes like a cheesy fart, which is like fine, but it's not, it's just not that good. You know what I can't stand is also cauliflower.
So when you were describing, I said, I was thinking that cauliflower kind of went through the same sort of journey where we were yassifying the cauliflower and putting it in fucking everything. Like it's cauliflower rice, it's cauliflower pizza dough. And it's just like,
I just have one slice of pizza. Just we don't need it. We just enough cauliflower.
And there are certain things like with diet culture, and I'm like, you know, I'm on a diet now. Like I'm not one of those people who's like against diet culture. Like if it wasn't for a diet, like I would be obese. I went on Ozempic. Like I struggle. Like some people need diets and some people don't. And so if you don't need it, you shouldn't go on it. But if you do need it, it's okay. Diet has become like a 4-letter word. It is 4 letters.
I don't say anything about diet culture because everyone thinks that I'm like the diet culture queen.
No, but
Which, by the way, I admitted, like, I am when I was growing up. I'm a fucking millennial. Like, I grew up on a diet since I'm 11. Like, oh my God, I knew the calories. I can recount the calories and everything, like, since I was a child. I did the meat diet. Okay. There was a rumor that Kate Middleton, this is a rumor, allegedly. Okay. Have you heard that? It's called the Dukin diet. And it was honestly, like, it was pre whatever.
Atkins era.
100%. And my friend, Shane, shout out Shane, she convinced me to do this diet before I had to go to Miami when I was like 24. And I remember we ate meat for 3 days, only meat. Hand to God, that's all we ate.
It's keto.
And I was like sweating profusely, eating like a steak in my office, like in my little desk job. And my boyfriend at the time was like, you smell like meat.
Oh my God. You were in ketosis.
I was in ketosis like crazy. Like, I've done every diet on the planet. So it's like, it's really hard to unlearn that shit. And I really like your approach to it, where it's like, it's not a 4-letter word. Some people need it. Some people don't. Like everybody, you got to be responsible for your shit.
We reached, a boiling point with diet culture when Demi Lovato went into that yogurt store and was like triggered by like people who actually have diabetes needing sugar-free yogurt, and her thinking it was about her, but it wasn't about her. It was about the people with diabetes.
Literally.
And so that's the thing. That's where I land on diet culture, is like, is it bad for some people? Yeah. Is it good for some people? Like myself? Yes. Like, I need a diet to live. I am not able to live normally and not go to extremes. That's just how my body and my brain works. So I hate that we've gotten to this place where like you can't even say the word diet without you being toxic and contributing to diet culture. Like, my ass was fat and I went on a diet. It's okay to say there are truths in this world, and those, I just stated 2 truths.
I also think that as a society, with any major issue, we can't move forward if we blame individuals.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you are like yelling at an influencer for one way or another, that is achieving literally zero. Like, go after the magazines that are pushing it. Go after the brands. Like, you really care so much, then fine, boycott the brand that refuses to use plus size model. Like, do something like that. Like, if you just go after an individual and like scream at them on the internet, you achieve nothing. You just create like a harder conversation to be had.
I also, like, a personal like principle of mine is, and this happens a lot on the internet, is like when people are like trigger culture, requiring a trigger warning for every video you watch, every article you read. I don't prescribe to that. I feel like it's really on you as an individual to protect yourself. The world is crazy. It's like that. My favorite quote is like Fran Lebowitz is like, to leave your house is to be offended. Like, it's just how the world works. Everybody has their own shit. To expect protection from every, influencer you follow, every magazine you read. I think what we all need to do, and I think it's like a byproduct of the culture, is like everybody's feeling like they're the most important thing in the world. And like you need to decentralize yourself from conversations that aren't about you. That's how I feel like when a lot of people from the eating disorder community talk about Ozempic. It's like, well, I understand that it's triggering for you, but this isn't about you. It's not for you. Right. There are other people in the world who deal with things that are different than you. So that's why I get so frustrated when I see like the rhetoric, because I'm such a champion of Ozempic. I loved it. I had the most amazing experience with it. That. And when people talk negatively about it from their own experience with eating disorders, a doctor would never prescribe it to you. Right. It's not for you.
Right.
But everything is not for everyone.
Everything is not for everyone. Amen.
Thank you.
On that note, my first question that I'm asking everybody on this new podcast, because I do love food, is what is the best thing you ate this week?
Oh my God. Okay. The best thing I ate this week was the Tinx Sundae.
You don't have to say
Craig's.
That.
No, it was really good. I lived for it. Actually, the only thing better was that chocolate chip cookie.
The chocolate chip cookie is really good.
Because it was a vegan. It was so fucking good.
I know.
It was probably one of the best cookies I've ever had. And I've had a lot.
My favorite thing at Craig's is the bread. I really do love that. Like, it's randomly sweet. And it's like, Kylie made that bread famous when she went and she was like, the bread, we love it. And I was like, oh, it's so good.
It's so good. I love a bread basket. I feel like bread baskets have gone the way of the horse and buggy, and I'm sort of creating a committee to bring it back. I think it should be mandatory at every restaurant.
Well, also now sometimes you pay for it, and it's like, no, like, give me a little something to like, I just, come on. Unless it is, where I do pay for the bread, and it's because it's so fantastic at this restaurant called Olivetta. It's like, whatever, $10. And it is like a full bread service, like the most luxurious butter. Fine. If you're giving me some ratty ass, nasty, stale bread cracker with a stick of cold, non-spreadable butter, don't expect me to pay $9 for it.
I'm so glad you brought up the pay for play when it comes to bread, because it's literally disgusting. I can't get over the fact that like bread is not free anymore. And that's how this country is like headed for turmoil. I understand bread service being payable, but there needs to be a baseline free bread basket.
Totally.
Then, some people, they get so crazy. The bread that's like the bread that you like pull apart that looks like a butt cheek?
Yes.
It's like, okay, you know what? I'll pay $25 for that. Like,
I love
with
that bread.
With like the special butter. Like, there's garlic in the butter, parsley.
Oh my God.
You're getting crazy. You're getting creative. I will pay you for your time. However, a stale piece of rye bread does not a bread basket make.
No, I agree. I agree.
Disgusting.
Well, my favorite thing I ate this week, I'm being serious, is Spritz.
Oh my God, we're so complimentary of each other.
No, I literally love it.
Let's do what our favorite thing that we ate this week, non-sponsored.
Okay, I would still say Spritz. Okay, but let me think. Where did you go to lunch? Was it good? Do you like LA food?
I
well,
do.
No, your favorite thing was probably the Crunchwrap Supreme.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I went to the Terrace for lunch.
Where is that?
It's at that hotel. It's like outside at the hotel.
Beverly Hills.
No.
Bel
It was
Air.
a hotel I hadn't heard of. It started with an M, and it's like flat and long. It was like super close to here. I don't know.
Okay.
If it's not made clear, I don't spend a lot of time in LA. I don't know the neighborhoods.
Do you like LA? Don't hold back.
I will say, and I had this conversation with Ben last night, when I first started working and I was younger and I would come here a lot exclusively for work and mostly by myself, I found it really, really isolating and I didn't have like a friend group.
Yeah.
And last night I had such a great time at dinner with you and a bunch of our friends, and I got home and I was saying to Ben, it's so nice to have friends in LA. It makes it like so much less, I don't love spending time here. So when I do, the fact that like I have people that I know and love makes it so much more fun. And I said to Ben, I'm like actually having a really good time.
Yeah. LA is the best place to visit if you have friends. Like,
Yes.
especially if you have good friends. And that's like where I got tricked. And see, I'm about to give a trigger warning because I'm going to shit on LA. And I know people are going to be like, you're not even from here. I fucking know that. Anyway, I used to visit my best friends and I was like, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
The sun is always shining. We're going to Soho, Malibu. Like we're getting drunk on margaritas. Like everything's good. I moved here, fell into a depression. Like it's so isolating. All I do is sit home with my cats. Like literally not a joke.
It's worth mentioning the cats have been locked up.
They've been locked up. She's dead scared of them. They've been locked away.
I feel bad because like I do love animals and it's like so sad, but like they'll be fine.
No, but I will say like I hate when people foist their pets on other people. I can't stand. No, but like if you go into a house and it's like they have a huge dog. Actually, our friend Stacy's here and she's got like a lizard, a gecko. I don't know what the fuck it is. She brought it out one time when I was at her house. It's a bearded dragon, maybe.
Does she have a name?
Tonka. So I'm not like I need fur. For me, it can't be. I'm deathly afraid of anything reptilian.
It's literally
scaly.
not a hot take. Like lizards belong in the desert, not in your house.
Stacy's got one.
Sorry, Stacy.
So I come over.
You're insane.
She brings it out and she's like dancing around with it, and I was shrieking.
You know, you keep trying to get me to come to your house, Stacy, and now that I know, I'm literally not coming. I'm literally not coming.
But also, like even more than that, if it's like. I like dogs. Like I wouldn't call myself a dog person. I like dogs. But when it's like a massive, massive dog and you go over and the dog is like jumping on you and barking, I just get so overwhelmed because I'm like, I didn't grow up around dogs. So I don't know how to like act around them. And people are like, oh, like Fido's so friendly. I'm like, it's a pit bull. Like I'm terrified.
I love dogs, but I agree, especially if you have a dog of a certain size. Like there's certain things you have to do if you invite someone over to your house, and like putting your dog away or outside is one of them. Like, I'm sorry. And I love dogs.
Yeah, just to like chill a little bit.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
I think complaining gets a bad rep. So what was the most annoying part of your week?
My husband. So I know you guys probably know this because I talk about it all the time, but yes, I ran a 5K yesterday. I am amazing. I read Pulitzer Prize winning novels and I go for jogs for fun. And I decided I wanted to do this 5K, like I think maybe in January. Wait, no. Oh yeah, I was in Mexico, January. And I've been preparing for it. It's just sort of been, it doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but for me as somebody who really never ran before, it was this big deal for me. I was like, I want to set my mind to something and I want an accomplishment. And that's why I came to LA. It was yesterday. And I asked my husband if he wanted to join me. He was like, yeah, why not? He's never run. He didn't train. And he literally was like going to throw up at the 5K yesterday. It was so funny. He actually, I'm not even exposing him because he said it on his Instagram. He dead ass cheated. Like halfway through, you turn around and like a quarter of a mile down, he literally jumped over and joined me. Like he cheated. Nevertheless, I shall persist. So we're going to bed the night before the 5K and he's like, holy shit. I'm like, what? He's like, I don't have sneakers.
Oh my God.
And I said, I was like, you're so toxic. I can't even talk to you. I was like, okay. So I texted a couple of people. I was like, maybe a brand can like drop off some sneakers in the morning. Like, you know, we'll make a whole moment of it on social media. We'll get, you know, Hoka to the rescue. Yeah. The Hoka store didn't open till 10. We had to leave at 9. It was like a whole thing. So we found a Dick's Sporting Goods like by the 5K, which was at the Rose Bowl. And we were like, literally going to miss the 5K because he was inside buying Hokas. Now, this is my thing, something that meant a lot to me, something that I trained for, that I was generous enough to include you on. We're going to LA for a run and you don't even bring your sneakers. I'm in the back. So I'm in the back of the car and he's running inside to Dick's Sporting Goods. And like, you know, when you just like are so fucking
You're so
angry,
mad.
I am mumbling under my fucking breath. I'm like, this fucking guy doesn't understand everything I've fucking been through to get here to this moment. He's making it about him. I was really being fucking nuts. And he gets in the car and I'm so quiet. Cause seriously, like we were supposed to be there at 10 and it's like 10:15. I'm so mad. We get there and like, thankfully, we didn't really run till 10:45, and I was saying this to you before, like, I was told to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I will show up at 9:57. I am so prompt. I'm mostly early. It's just my nature. And I think it's really rude when Ben is the opposite. Like he'll just arrive like when it suits him best. And I was so fucking mad. That is what I'm complaining about most. Like, are you okay? Meanwhile, it wasn't even like I said, and I'm a little nut about checking a bag, but this trip, we had a lot going on. It's my third outfit of the day. Like I said, we could check bags. You got a big old check bag. What the fuck is in that bag if it's not your fucking sneakers?
Literally, what is in there if it's not
No,
sneakers?
seriously.
I'm dead.
How many fucking packs of your stupid ass so he forgot his sneakers, but he brought his neti pot, okay?
His neti pot? Why?
Navage, do you know what that is?
No.
Ben has an electric neti pot. So it's not like the classic one. It is electric. It's called a Navage. God. He brought special prescribed saltwater pods. He packed it all up in this Lululemon bag. I'm like, so you remember that, but not your sneakers.
I'm really scared of neti pots because
it's disgusting.
One time I was getting sick and I was going to the Oscars, no big deal.
Oh, okay.
And I decided to do it and nobody told me that you have to do it with the filtered water. So I did it with tap water. And then I started getting these TikToks that was like, oh, brain, and like one of my biggest fears is brain eating amoeba.
Oh.
Also brain fog.
I thought that's what you were talking about, brain eating amoeba. Okay, cool.
No, but continue. So a couple people have died because they've used tap water I know, but this is the type of thing that I spiral about. Like I will find like a weird, inconvenient thing to focus on. And I did it and I was spiraling for days because I used nasty ass LA tap water. It is in my brain now.
Are you susceptible to like strange illnesses or like I should be studied? Like if something strange can happen, it will. Like for example, and Stacey, you might remember this, like 2 years ago, we were in Mexico and we were taking shots because we were in Mexico and I put, somebody put salt on my arm and we were all just like licking the salt or whatever. Yeah. And I literally got a salt sunburn. Like it wasn't a sunburn. It was this welt on my arm and it was from putting salt on your skin in the sun. Like these
that
things
would only like that's rare.
I also had COVID. Like it was a rough trip for me, but like the craziest medical marvels only happened to me.
Yeah, I'm not that susceptible. That's the funny thing is like I'm honestly
lucky, I guess.
I'm built like an ox, so I don't know why I'm worried about like all the weird. But it's worse because I'm so annoying about everything. I'm like freaking out about everything the whole time.
Yeah, that is.
So
annoying.
I just like it's really.
So
annoying.
you might as well just get the thing. If
I just get the thing. Yeah. Okay, final warm-up question. Not that we need any warming up. We've been speaking for 25 minutes. This is such a good question to ask people if you're at a dinner party. If you were suddenly transported to a medieval court and you were the jester, what would you do to entertain the king in that exact moment?
I would definitely do like a set because I am a comedian and I would do like maybe share a story from, one of my stand-up comedy specials, which you can stream on Prime Video. Or I would do my Shakira impersonation.
You could sing. Also, you're such a good singer. You'd be fine. For people,
I would be fine.
You would be fine.
I'd shake my ass too.
My answer is like immediately go to the pole. I'd be like,
I thought you were going to say immediately start crying.
I love that too. I'd be crying on the pole like, hey.
That's a hilarious question. Yes. I feel like I am multi-talented. I would dance, I would sing, I would make them laugh, I would make them cry. It would be a journey of emotions. And then I probably seriously, I'd be so dazzling the king would just want to fuck me. And then I'd be queen.
Yeah, and then you'd be queen. Yeah. But if you ask boys, they're like, they don't know what to do that much. Like I asked Lucas and he was like, I would do a lot of push-ups because they wouldn't have they wouldn't know about strength yet. And I was
I'm
like,
gonna ask Ben. Hold on.
Yeah, ask Ben
that question.
Okay, good.
Because I don't know what he would do. What was the question?
If
you were a court jester and you had to entertain the king, what would you do for your talent?
But say that he was transported back in time.
Oh, if you were a court jester.
Transported back in time.
In medieval times.
I'm kind of drunk.
Wait, you just reminded me of something. Wait, what did you say? Something about Ben. Whatever. Fuck Ben. I feel like I'm always talking about Ben.
It's cute. I like that about you guys.
I just want to say I am always talking shit. And if you follow me on social media, Ben and he's a main fixture. But if you're new here, I adore my husband. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I have the best husband in the world.
They have the best relationship. They are. I've said this on the pod before when I first met them, but you're the type of couple where I'm I'm gonna hold out until I have that.
That's
it's
so
just
nice.
It's the couple where you're like, wow, I really don't want to settle because they have the perfect relationship.
I complain a lot. Would take a bullet for the man. Seriously obsessed.
No, you're so it's truly twin flames. It's actually crazy.
But maybe if he just stopped doing things that piss me off, I wouldn't have to go on podcast talking about him. So it's on him, not to victim blame, but.
Okay, so you read The Idea of You. I watched The Idea of You.
Biggest mistakes of my fucking life.
The author of the book, she
is disgusting. No, seriously, the book is about pedophilia and everybody needs to stop acting like it's not.
So slight spoiler alert here, but it's a different ending in the book.
Oh, really?
And the movie. Do you care?
Well, now I know because I know how the book ends.
Right. So okay, whatever. So sorry, but it's,
no, I honestly I downloaded
you hated it.
No, I downloaded it for the plane, but thanks.
So they end up together, and
that's so disgusting. Okay, let me tell you about this book. I have been on a fucking mission to get people to stop talking about this book. Like, we need to stop celebrating this book. The fact that like it's so popular. I love Harry Styles.
And it's based on fan fiction, whatever.
So an older woman had written fan fiction about like what it would be like is if, she took her daughter to a concert and then ended up, fucking Harry Styles in the back. And it was all fun and games as fan fiction. Now as a piece of literature, like a published novel, I read it. Because it's just one of those books that was highly recommended. Everybody knew for years it was going to be made into a movie. And so I read it. And I was shocked that this is the thing everyone was talking about. It was really, really disturbing. First of all, I think in the book, she's like somewhere between 37 and 40.
In the age gap between Selene and Hayes.
And her name was Selene.
Which annoyed me so much. Like, and I said that on Instagram. I was like, I'm saying, you're saying that I'm supposed to believe this character played by Anne Hathaway's name is Selene.
She was like French Canadian or whatever.
Okay, whatever. The age gap between Selene and Hayes in the movie is 16 years, and in the book it's 19 years.
So in the book, yeah, but 19 years, of course, if someone's 40 and someone's 59, that's different. He's 19 or 20 and she's like 37.
Which, you know what that reminded me of is Aaron Taylor Johnson and Sam Johnson. Their difference is, because I looked it up, 23 years.
I went off on about Aaron Taylor Johnson on my podcast, and then I found out he was Jewish, and I take back everything I said because I'll never speak poorly about a fellow Jew.
No, I don't think it's about speaking poorly. I think it's about just like, it's just like an interesting question. Like, is that problematic?
No, and it's like, are you okay?
Yeah, like it's nothing to him. It's just like he was freaking 17 or whatever.
The age gap, of course, in the book was disturbing, but what was more disturbing is like, first of all, they're fucking in the book. Like, it's like literate pornography. And so it's like, okay, he's a minor, but sure, let's keep fucking. And then every time she talks to him or, about him, to him, she refers to him as my sweet boy.
No.
Now, when you're 40 and you're fucking a 19-year-old and you're calling him my sweet boy, like, I get the ick.
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually, I don't take the moral high ground on a lot of things, but I guess, I take the moral high ground on pedophilia. And I just was like, I was so mad that this book was successful and that it was like, it's really disgusting. And I think we breeze over, not to like get on my soapbox, but we breeze over a lot, like, especially in Hollywood, these types of relationships. We're like, oh, we have so many jokes, like Leonardo DiCaprio, like before the girl, so, frontal lobe is formed, like, it's disgusting. So I'm sorry, like, I'm not into, but I heard the movie was really good, and like now I kind of want to see it.
Oh no, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was unwatchable. Like, I really couldn't get there. I was so excited because like I love Coachella, and also like I love being like a groupie. So I was
what's in the book? There's no Coachella. They meet at just a regular concert in Vegas.
They meet at Coachella.
Okay, like honestly, you're making it sound really good.
No, but like it's so like not like Coachella. I'm sorry that I'm like a rat, and I just like that integrity bothers me. It looks like it's like they're at a kid's like playground or something. Obsessed. And it's just like, I don't know if you get what I mean when I say some movies just have this tone or vibe to them where I can't get into them, and they're not like the movies that we grew up with. And it just like, I can't get into it.
You know what movie I felt that way about? But I can't say it out loud because someone we know is in it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
One of the worst fucking pieces of shit movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. I wish you guys knew what I was talking about, but you don't.
Did you see Challengers?
No, it's on my list of things to do.
So like, that's a good example of a movie that still feels like a movie that we grew up with.
In the words of Harry Styles, a movie that feels like a real
movie. But some of them just have this like tone to them where I'm like, did everybody take like slow pills today? Like, why are you speaking at such a slow pace? Like,
it's giving low budget.
And by the way, if you watch my first YouTube podcast, you're probably thinking, Tinx, you had a lobotomy last weekend. And I know I did, but now I know it's necessary. I spoke so slowly last week.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know what happened to me. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, yeah. And I just like, I don't know. When I watch movies, I basically only rewatch shit from that I've already seen before now, both fiction and reality, because it's just like, it feels like TV to me.
Now that I've been in your home, lovely, by the way, I'm having such a great time. Thanks for having me. Where do you watch movies? In your bed or on your couch?
In my bed. Another thing that I can't stand is when people are like, I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I'm like, good for fucking you. I don't care. I fall asleep to TV every night. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I turn the TV right on, okay?
Okay, let me tell you something else. Let me ask you another question. When you were growing up, did you have a TV in your bedroom?
No, but then my dad said, if you go on this school trip. If you go to summer school in Switzerland, I'll get you a TV in your room. And I said, I'll do anything for $1. So I said, sure, I'll make that deal. And I stayed up until my eyes were square. Okay. I watched so much TV growing up.
I had a TV in my room growing up, and I was like really one of the only people I knew who had a TV in my room. And all, throughout middle school and high school, I had one. And I just want to say, like, I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have a TV in my room. Like,
totally.
No, I'm being dead serious. Like, my entire personality is shaped by like those 90s Mean Girls, Clueless, Legally Blonde. Like, every other word out of my mouth is a movie reference. I literally made a living off of like talking about movies and pop culture. Like, I swear to God, I would probably seriously like work in marketing if I didn't have a TV. No, I'd probably seriously like be a doctor.
No, I truly love all the references, and I feel bad for the youth of today that they can't watch a movie because it's too long for them. And like,
I'm so glad you brought up the youth of today.
Yeah, I
hate them.
I do not vibe with them so much.
I feel like a lot of podcasters, because like in the industry, you always want to be like the hot new young thing, and you want to be like a big dude. Like right now in the industry, it's like big Gen Z audience, that's like where the money is. And I'm so proud to have like a normal millennial audience.
I don't pander to them.
I don't pander to them either. And you can always tell when like a show, whether it's like a movie, a podcast, a TV show, is trying to speak to Gen Z. And if you're not in it, it sounds patronizing.
Let me tell you something. They can't be spoken to. So it's a fool's errand, okay? It's a fool's errand to try and speak to them. They change their mind every 3 seconds. Let me tell you something about millennials. Loyal as fuck.
Yep.
Okay? You win us over. We are with you for life, baby. And guess who has disposable income? Millennials. Okay, sorry.
1,000%.
Okay, now we have to talk about the monarchy because I know you're passionate too.
I am.
Prince Harry will not see his father, King Charles, during UK visit due to monarch's full schedule.
Okay, wait, we'll get into it, but what are your thoughts on the rumors that Charles is not Harry's father? And it's Dr. James Hewitt, because they really look alike. Now, it has been, pretty much debunked that like his, affair with Diana was way after Harry was born. After. Like, but it's just bizarre that somebody you fucked looks like your son. Like, totally. I know how genes work,
No, totally. I think Prince Charles is his dad. I do.
Okay.
But it is interesting.
It's definitely just, I bring it up all the time. I'm literally keeping this conspiracy theory alive. Like, everybody's debunked it. I'm like, but what about the hair?
I'm just devastated Prince Harry will not see his father. Maybe it's because he would stress his father fucking out so much.
Yeah, I'm not upset. Like, if my son did that shit to me too, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck that you're coming. Yeah. I have cancer. I'm busy.
I hope Prince Charles is okay.
Me too. Did you see like the rumor, and it was in like Page 6 and stuff, that it's actually really bad. Like, they're making funeral preparations and it's like way worse than we.
I hate it. I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
Especially like if you watch The Crown, like I just feel it actually would be like, that is how life works. It's like Prince Charles waited his whole fucking life for his mom to die. The second she dies, he gets cancer. Like, no, you couldn't write something funnier. Like,
it's just like, it's so.
And obviously death, I'm not making fun of cancer. I'm just saying like these people, you forget these are real people, but like they're literally caricatures in my mind. It's like he finally gets a thing he's waited his whole life for. Boom. Dead.
It's insane. It's like The Crown is like writing itself. Like it's insane. But I hope he's okay. Like, I'm honestly like praying for his health. Like, I love Prince Charles. I know he's like, it's complicated. But listen, let me tell you something. People are complicated. They're not all good. They're not all bad. Everybody does weird, bad shit in their life. And by the way, being a royal is really hard. And that's the number one thing that annoys me so much about the discourse online. Like, they act like these people chose it, and they act like they have control over it, and they act like it's fun. It looks like hell on earth.
No, there are a couple of people within like the royal family who I definitely like am jealous of. They're sort of like outliers, but they get invited to the big events, but then they also have like freedom.
By the way, that could have been Harry.
Right.
He got the golden fucking ticket. Second son, absolutely.
The thing is, and that's what I learned from The Crown, he didn't see it that way. They both of the brothers wanted to be each other. And that was a lot like the queen and her sister when they were young.
No, totally. And it's just like, it's annoying how that happens. But like,
if you had to be one, who would you want to be like in this life? The heir or the spare?
I would be the spare. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
I would have rocked that shit. 100%. I would have been like, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be rich. Like, I wouldn't be a
DJ.
No, I'm going to be a DJ. Like, I'm going to be like the hot royal. Like, like, listen, when something is given to you, like, life is hard enough. Take the good when it comes, Like, if you're the spare, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't have all this crisis of confidence. Just stop.
Also, I'm just like a deeply family oriented person on a serious level. And it's like really sad when someone's like not talking to their entire family.
And you know that he regrets that.
For sure.
I just like feel.
Do you think he's like sitting in his Montecito mansion in like this foreign country where like none of the food that he likes is here? He wants to be eating like foie gras and shit. And like he's eating a cracker, like a Ritz cracker with like American cheese. And he's just like, what the fuck did I do? Like, all the comforts of home. America, literally. And America's so different than the UK. UK. Like in the
So
smallest
different.
levels, like your daily comforts aren't there. And he's just like stuck in this house with these horses and these chickens. And like his wife is podcasting in the next room. And he's just like, I want to click my heels 3 times and go home.
It's so different. It is so different. I mean, people really think that like you go to London and it's the same. It is so different. My parents have lived there for 32 years and they still stick out like sore thumbs.
Really?
Like they do. Like they're so American because that's where they grew up. So it's just like, it's very different. American. Okay. So the roast, we agreed. I listened to the toast. Obviously, Nikki is
When does this episode go live?
tomorrow, Friday.
Okay. So I can say today, Nikki Glazer's on my podcast.
Which like, congratulations. She's everything to me. I
love her and I booked her before the roast. And like after the roast, I was like, okay, she's obviously going to cancel. And I would understand like I'm a nobody and she did Jimmy Kimmel and Howard Stern yesterday. So I'm like, okay, can't wait for her to cancel on the toast.
I love her. And she's a Swiftie. She's such a Swiftie.
And I really want, do you know her journey with Swiftyism? It's
No.
Like, okay, so Taylor Swift released a documentary on Netflix. It's called Miss Americana.
I've seen.
And when they released the trailer for it, it had this moment in it where it was like this montage of, you know, talking heads, newscasters on TV, like talking badly about Taylor Swift. And the whole trailer was like how she came out of that. And Nikki Glazer was one of the people saying bad things, just talking about how Taylor Swift is like too skinny and she only hangs out with her model friends. And that was like years prior. And Nikki had become like a huge Swiftie since then. And she was mortified.
Right.
And she tells the story about how she tried to get in contact with Taylor Swift's team, but like she's not someone you can get in contact. So she posted this whole thing on social media, like hoping that Taylor would see it, being like, I was like such a jealous wench. I like saw you and I was jealous that you didn't want to be my friend and that you were so pretty and skinny. And like I was projecting my insecurities onto you. And I went on this dumb show talking about these dumb things, saying things I don't agree with, which just sucks because like in years since, like Taylor Swift has changed my life. She's my number one artist. And Taylor Swift saw it and like accepted the apology. So like she had this really crazy journey.
Crazy.
And she actually also just told the story. I was watching her on Howard Stern that she was thinking about freezing her eggs. And, you know, it's like $25,000 to freeze your eggs. And she's like about to start the process. She goes to the pharmacy to pick up these expensive ass shots that she's going to have to. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. And she didn't freeze her eggs and she spent $25,000 on Eras tour tickets.
I'm dead. That is so iconic. That is further proof to me that she is everything I want to be. I love her so much.
And she was the only girl up on that stage.
She was so much funnier. And like,
oh my God, everyone else was dreadful compared to her.
Everyone else was dreadful. And she just like, I loved how tactful she was. Like the jokes they were definitely hit hard, but they weren't like below the belt.
I know. And sometimes when you watch those things, especially when they used to be on Comedy Central, I went to the roast of Rob Lowe. It was one of the craziest things I couldn't, and half the shit doesn't make it to air. This one was live, so everything made it to air. But half the shit they cut out, it was so horrible. So, and oh my God, I know everyone's like so sick of me. I talk about this all the time and I literally spoke about it on my podcast this week. But like if you haven't seen Joan Rivers' A Piece of Work documentary, it's the most amazing thing. And during the time that they're filming her documentary, she had agreed to do the roast. And everybody says it's like such an honor to be roasted. And Joan didn't want to do it. She knew they were just going to talk about her face and the plastic surgery and, you know, her husband who, you know, committed suicide when they were married and just like she has all these things. And she didn't want to do it. They pay you so much money. And she was never one to turn down an opportunity. She was like the definition of a hustler. And seeing like how agonizing it was for her, and she's like smiling the whole time, and you just know based on the documentary she's like wanting to be anywhere else. It's like the most heartbreaking thing. Roasts are so crazy, and I can't imagine why anyone would sign up for it except Justin Bieber, because the Justin Bieber we know now would not be where he was if he hadn't had like that was the most brilliant marketing move.
It was so smart.
He was this disturbed adolescent boy who was like throwing eggs at his neighbors' houses, and everyone hated him, and there was just all these terrible things, and then he did it, and it really humbled him. So I get it. Sometimes it's like a marketing thing, and Tom Brady gave all the money to charity, Netflix,
which is really cool.
It is.
It's just so hard to have like a good reaction face for that long. Like, what can you do? Like, can you laugh at every single one? Like, it's gonna suck. But what I wanted to say is Netflix edited out Kim being booed.
I know. So this is like a thing now at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When Alicia Keys came out with Usher, she started to sing and like she obviously flopped. Like the first note, her in-ear, something was wrong. She sounded like seriously like a dying like cat. And not to trigger you or me. And it was like so funny. Everyone was talking about it. And then she slayed the rest of the performance. And now when you look at the performance on YouTube, they've auto-tuned that first note. So it sounds totally fine.
I don't like that. It's live.
Either.
It's live. We saw it. And also it's just so dumb. Like we saw it. Like
the thing is like removing it from one platform, the internet is like a toilet. You can find anything. Like there's literally a million TikToks already. And so just kind of honestly draws more attention to it.
I agree.
And when I heard she got booed and then I saw when she got booed, it was obviously like bad, but I didn't think it was as bad.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who dealt with an awkward situation, like her face, horrible. I thought she dealt with it.
Agreed.
Like she you knew she was dying inside.
The Kardashians do not put themselves in those types of situations.
I know.
she deeply regretted. And I was surprised that she ended up staying through the whole thing. She sat, because at the very end they called her out again, and she like joked, like they showed her on screen, and she left. So if I was her, I would have bounced.
I could never do a roast. Like I could never do a roast. I could never even, like, I'm so sensitive, as I said on the toast.
So
like,
our mutual friend Brian Kelly, for his 40th birthday, he had a big party in Portugal, and the last night was a roast. And he said absolutely nothing is off limits. It was like an unplugged event. So, you could be totally. And I hosted the roast. So I roasted him and then like introduced it to all the other people.
Oh, fuck. That's so funny.
I will say that Brian's an amazing guy, extremely generous, lovely, father. But it was crazy.
Wait,
it wasn't mean spirited. That's the thing. I think, stand-up comedians, when it comes to roasting, like you've sort of been conditioned like to go mean.
Right.
Whereas like with Brian, it was like more funny and jokey and not mean.
Did his feelings get hurt?
No.
So then it's okay.
He was completely fine.
It's different when it's your friends.
You have to be so secure. Oh my God,
you have to be so secure. Yeah. Okay, Emily Blunt.
Just know, like, if I ever say I'm doing a roast, like, of myself, like, I've seriously been I've been kidnapped or something.
Can you imagine me trying to roast you? I'd be like, I love her. I'd be like, let's stop this madness now.
No, it would turn into like a compliment fest.
Yeah, literally. Emily Blunt admits to having wanted to throw up after kissing a co-star during filming, but I've written down all of the co-stars that I could think of. Who do we think it was? Matt Damon, Tom Cruise,
Ick,
Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Ryan Gosling. No. He was probably amazing.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy. I
could see him being gross, yeah.
No, I think he would be a good kisser.
No, I could see him being gross. Like a little,
Jamie Dornan.
Hot.
Jason Segel.
Literally would take a bullet for a celebrity crush.
Like literally obsessed.
Obsessed.
Benicio del Toro.
I don't know who that is.
You don't?
No.
This is like so stereotypical. That's like my crush. He's like 50 and he's like.
Show me a picture. What's his name? Benicio? Benicio del Toro. I'm always talking to text. You're fucking kidding me. This is your crush?
He's really hot.
Are you okay?
What movie is he in that he's so hot in?
Who is like your actual celebrity crush?
The guy, Josh, who played Charles.
Oh, the guy from Challengers.
Which, like, I would bang him as Charles.
Yeah, for sure. My celebrity crush is Joe Manganiello.
Okay, fair.
I love him.
He's so hot.
Yeah.
So who do you think it was? Maybe
Tom Cruise.
Maybe, yeah.
Like 1000%. They don't teach you how to kiss in Scientology.
Also, her.
They just teach you how to like steal money from people and yell at everyone and be rude.
Ted, aren't you scared to speak out against them?
No, are you?
I'm scared.
Okay, let me tell you. So Clearwater, Florida is where the Scientology headquarters is.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, it's always a stop when I'm doing stand-up comedy. And I actually said to my agents, like, after this last tour, I'm like, can we stop putting me in Clearwater, Florida? Like, I'm not even going to Cincinnati. Why the fuck am I going to Clearwater, Florida? And the first time I went, it was so fucking creepy. Like, the church is right at the center of downtown. It's enormous. And all the people who like live there work there because it's like, it's providing thousands of jobs. And they wear, it's called the Sea Org. That's like what the headquarters is called. And if you work there, you wear like a special uniform. It looks kind of like a Spirit Airlines like flight attendant thing. Like, it's very low budget with like little, handkerchief. And it's so creepy. But it's like the town is just like, pop in, and there happens to be this like random cult in the middle of it. That was the Dirty Jeans tour like 5 years ago. I went back 2 years ago. It is completely desolate. The downtown has been completely wiped out, all the storefronts, and it's just these freaks from Scientology walking around. Like, they have destroyed an American city. Damn. It is so crazy. And it's that because I felt really weird the first time I was there. I spent the night and then I drove to Orlando for the next show. And I said, we're driving to Orlando like right after the show. I do not like the vibes here. And the twain shall never meet. I'm never going back there.
There's a Scientology center here near one of my favorite restaurants in LA, and I always am like afraid to walk by it.
I was going to say, as somebody who's in LA and part of like, but Hollywood culture, has it ever sort of felt enticing?
I've thought about it because I was like, I love to belong. Mm-hmm. Like, I love to feel included and accepted.
And they say you get like, if you join, you get like opportunities. Like,
no, totally.
A role or something.
I know, totally. Like, after I got canceled, I was like, hey.
Well, if you read Stassi's book, so crazy. In her first book, she talks about how when her and Jax were dating and they were like in LA, I don't know if they had started Vanderpump Rules yet, as like a joke, but they were kind of interested. They walked into the headquarters and like went through, and they almost ended up, they like tried to take 17 grand from them. Like, it's like a crazy story she wrote about her book. It's something that really stuck with me from her first book. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. And also, like, I have never said no to anything with peer pressure. Like, I'm the most easily peer pressured person. So like, I would join. Yeah. They wouldn't even have to like do the hard sell. I would go into like the gift shop in the Scientology center and they'd be like, this is the merch you get. And I'd be like, sold. Like, I'm in.
No, and there are people now who like stand outside the churches.
Totally.
And say like, because they really pry on like, you know, tourists and the vulnerable. And they say like, you're about to join a cult, run.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
and justice for Leah Remini.
No, literally, we love.
And why aren't her and J-Lo friends anymore? That's my Roman Empire.
I know.
She didn't go to the wedding.
Close. So close.
I would love some, you know, background information on that.
Okay, you brought this to my attention. I couldn't be more thrilled. Two of my favorite people in the celebrity culture, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, are getting ready to be reality TV stars all over again. The show has been greenlit. It doesn't have a title yet.
But they sold a show.
I mean, I'm just talk about reality TV that I watch over and over again.
Same, but let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on like this sort of revamping of everything? Like nothing is new. It's always like a reboot or a reunion.
Whose fault is that? The youth of today.
Yeah, no, like they're so not creative. Like every show is like a prequel, a sequel, a dequel, a shequel. Like it's so uninspiring. Like I just saw this new HBO Max show, Pretty Little Liars, before they were liars.
No, I literally just saw a poster for that. It's called like Camp Summer Death or something. And I was like, what?
I mean, like the Gossip Girl reboot. Oof. Awful. Mm-mm. I just don't know why nobody can like write a new show.
Right. And it's like, I feel like it's more effort to redo an old show.
1,000%. Because there's so much pressure.
There's so much pressure. And also everybody's going to be pissed off at you. When have we ever liked a reboot?
And you never really capture the magic of
Mean
the
Girls?
initial show. Oh,
I feel bad because I love Renee Rapp, but like.
Love.
What?
Bad.
But like who?
Even Renee Rapp makes mistakes.
But like. Why?
No, I know. And so with this Paris and Nicole thing, like it was perfection. It could never be recreated.
But did you watch Paris in Love? Because I loved it.
I didn't watch Paris in Love, but I was on an episode. Did you see me at the engagement party? Everyone was sending me screenshots.
Oh my God. No,
You probably didn't recognize me. I was obese. Those were the days, pre-Ozempic. But nevertheless, I was there.
I loved Paris in Love because I see a lot of myself in her because she's like a party girl,
Queen.
DJ, like love her so much. And she's so cool. And like she found love like later in life. And like she's now having kids and like just doing it a different way.
Unconventionally.
And I just I'm obsessed with her. And I loved Paris in Love. And I just think she's really good at reality TV.
Yeah.
Like I think she's a character.
She knows what people want from her.
She's so unique. Like I think a lot of the problem also with like the youth and like the reality shows that they come up with is like everybody kind of like has the same personality and there's not like, you know what I mean? Like original characters where you're just like, that is that person. Like,
and they're so themselves.
They're so themselves. And so I think that this will be amazing. And like both Nicole and Paris still are themselves from when we knew them. So that's why I think it could be good. As long as they don't I don't want them to go back into, I don't want that.
I die for Nicole Richie. She's such an underrated celebrity.
For her. Oh my God, I love her. She's a Virgo. Like I'm obsessed with her.
She is everything to me.
Also, I don't know if I've spoken about this publicly before, but like I was a good Charlotte stan in high school.
Oh my God, you are literally meant to be with Ben.
No,
Ben's obsessed.
I love good Charlotte. Like
what's not to love?
No, they're amazing. And like the fact that Nicole Richie and Cameron Diaz, both married Virgos, ended up with them, like I die. Like obsessed. I love Cameron Diaz too. Okay, so that's that. Panera, are you a Panera person?
I'm not, but I'm familiar with their beverage that kills people.
It's not funny. Okay, Panera has faced 3 lawsuits in recent months claiming that high levels of caffeine in the product has led to the deaths of 2 customers. And that's awful. So it's being taken off the menu. Yeah, duh,
I think
Panera.
that's for the best.
I think that's for the best.
I think when your beverages start to kill people, I think maybe taking it off the menu is probably a good idea.
Probably the best. But like I grew up in the time of Four Loko. Did you used to drink Four Loko?
I never drank it, but I was around in that time as well.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's not good
What do you
either.
eat at Panera?
I've never had it. I think I had, I don't know.
Like I think it's very regional.
It's very regional.
It's not big in the city.
I haven't seen one in New York.
And there's just, in my opinion, so many better things. Like if you ever had the mac and cheese from Boston Market, so good.
I love it.
Boston Markets are so criminally underrated.
I like Boston Market.
Like a rotisserie chicken, popping its rotussi. Like I'm obsessed.
No, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Are you on any weird niche sides of TikTok right now?
So I brought my phone here because I saw this question on the document you sent over, and it's not a side of TikTok. I saw a video that changed me. It wasn't even a video. It was one of those carousels. It's really something you have to see to believe, which is why I brought my phone. I couldn't believe, when you're staring at something and it's like not processing into your brain what you're actually looking at. And I realized, like quickly that I was looking at a slideshow of some girl's collection of her discharge stained underwear.
I'm so glad you brought this up because I saw that too. And then I felt immediately dirty because I was like, why is the fuck is this on my For You page?
So I'll show it to you. And by the way, it was on your For You page because at present moment, let me tell you, it has 26 million views. So here, I'm going to go to my solo camera, okay? This girl posted...
Go back.
This girl posted all these different pictures of her underwear, like where she left like stains from her discharge. Maybe she's ovulating. One pair, and it's like really yellow. This pair had holes in it. And when I tell you, the comments almost sent me to the hospital. I couldn't fucking breathe. Okay, ready? Yes, girlie, this happens, but sometimes we don't need picture proof. Someone wrote, discharge is personal, but the holes? The comments were sending me. Somebody said, we used to dance on this app.
No, but like I'm sorry. Call me old fashioned. Call me chuggy. It's
keep your discharge off the internet.
Yeah. And this is coming from someone, I talk about sex all the time. I'm very open about that stuff. There are some things that are just, I don't want to see or talk about like that much.
And I don't think that's crazy. I think
like what is left?
And you know what? I actually wanted to see if that girl, like, was that her first video? Did she ever address like this sort of...
And by the way, how old is she? I'm guessing like 20.
Okay, let's go to her account.
It's wild.
Oh my God, oh my, I really went. Now it's like, I'm going to get her content served because I went to her page. Her entire page is her discharge. Look.
Look. I just can't. How many followers does she have? Damn.
20K. That's what's wrong with this country.
That's really what's wrong with it.
Jesus fuck.
What's like...
wait, let me see if Ben answered me about the court jester.
What's the most honest you've got or like gross you've got on the internet?
I'll tell you in 1 second. Ben said he would cook for the king. And if he had a pool, he would do a belly flop.
And that's why we love Ben. That's a fucking phenomenal
That's a great answer. And honestly, I forgot Ben's like skill in life is cooking. What was the question you asked me?
Like, what is the farthest you've gone on the internet? Like, this girl is obviously like a level 20.
Honestly, are you talking about like emotionally?
No, like kind of grossy.
I'm so afraid. Like one of my biggest nightmares is someone thinking I'm gross. Like I literally lie on the internet so people don't think I'm gross.
I get that. I've gone pretty far on my podcast. I told a story about like when I was in Barcelona, like there was a fire in my hotel and they like took it. And I don't really I'm sorry. Spanish food doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
And like, so they evacuated us in the middle of the night and I'm standing there in like a Skims brief and like a tank top and I have my phone and that's it. And like, I realized like, I'm going to shit my pants. Right. And like, anyway, I told that story, but only because I was like so proud that I didn't. And it took like the work of 4 friends and like a very nice Spanish man to save me.
Okay. I had a similar experience that I shared on the podcast. It was so funny. I didn't regret sharing it, but I hate talking about poop. Like,
I do really, too. I do. I do too. I'm sorry I brought it up. It is. We don't do it.
However, like 2 stagecoaches ago, that morning, like I just, you know when you feel yourself getting sick?
Yeah.
A little tickle in my throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one is fucking up this stagecoach for me. Like I want to get blackout. So I had a Z-Pack called into a pharmacy and I didn't know. And it was 4:00, by the way. So you know you have to take like X amount of pills per day. But it was 4. So I took all of them for the day at once on an empty stomach.
Oh my God.
So we spend the day driving around Palm Springs, picking up alcohol, groceries, and then eventually going to the place where we pick up our credentials. And they're like jerking us around because we had these like special tickets. Like, no, you have to go to this tent. You have to go to this tent. And like, as we're walking, I'm like starting to sweat. And I'm like, I don't feel so good. And we walk into the place where we get our credentials. And thank God it was inside with air conditioning. And it was like a full building. It wasn't just like a tent. I'm like, oh, they definitely have a bathroom here. So the lady's being such a bitch. She like needs all of our IDs. And I'm like, here's my ID. Give them my ticket. You know I'm here. Look at my face. Can I please use the bathroom here? Employees only.
No.
She was such a fucking stickler. And I'm like, ma'am, do I look like somebody? I started crying. I'm like, please. And she still turned me away. It was so mean. So I'm running around this like godforsaken campground looking for anywhere to like seriously crap my pants. And our driver for the weekend who had like dropped us off, he sees me like running circles around these like tents in this building, like looking for a toilet. I finally find a porta potty, but it's not like, one of the, like one stall in that blue thing. It's like one that it has stairs. So it wasn't like so bad.
Right.
It 1000% like wasn't plugged in. Like, I don't know if like the whole trailer needed to be plugged in. I actually think it might've been sitting there for like years. Like it wasn't meant to be used. It smelled ungodly in there. Every single toilet was like splattered with shit stains. Like it seriously looked like somebody went in there with a paintball gun and just like fuck shit up. I actually, hold on. I took a picture.
Claudia.
Because I...
Only show me. Don't show them.
So, of course not. I am texting with Margot and Shannon and Emily. I'm like, you guys... And they're texting me. The lady says, you need to come back in here. She needs to give her ticket to you. I'm like, this woman, seriously, I only wish bad things for this woman. I curse the day she was born. Literally, I'm screaming, crying. It is the most foul. It was the most... And I seriously, we got back to the house at 6 p.m. and I slept till like actually 12 the next day. And I was fine the next day for Stagecoach. Like Stagecoach hadn't started. Okay, wait, hold on. I have to find this picture.
I'm dead. I know. I hate talking about it too, but sometimes it's just the most relatable and it's just the most funny.
I always like look for photos. Do you do the maps thing? Because I know I was in Palm Springs.
Why don't you just type in Palm Springs? And then it gets a list. It's so much easier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you about to change my life? Palm.
Yeah. Or Indio, because if you were a Stagecoach.
you're right.
No, it's like the best.
Okay, but no, these are like, no, that's not it. That's not it.
Indio.
I didn't
Indio.
know. My method is good. My method is good.
Okay, fine. Be more specific. Yeah.
But then I was going to ask you, like, where on the map is Palm Springs? Is it north, south, east, west?
It's like in southeast.
Southeast, okay. Oh shit, I found it.
Okay.
Good call.
Okay, let me see.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
No,
I can't wait to go to Stagecoach together next. And also, when this comes out, it's the day of our song coming out. This is our first friend song. It's like
our song?
The Morgan Wallen Post Malone song.
Oh my God, that song
It's
I'm
tomorrow.
so excited about. Okay, here, wait.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, it's Friday. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I didn't take a picture. That's so unlike me, but I do have pictures because I was looking so skinny the next day. I was like, oh my God, look at me.
I know.
I
It's
crapped
the
my entire
best.
life away.
Yeah.
No, I didn't take a photo. That is so
shook.
unlike me.
I mean, you're probably pretty traumatized.
Oh, found it. Oh my God,
Show me.
Worse than I remember.
It's just like, look, it
I have
happens
to
to
send
everybody.
that
It
to-
happens to everybody.
No, seriously, that shit. That's what I mean when I said earlier in the show, like random things, like that shit only happens to me.
Yeah. I got shingles.
You're lying.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. But like I got shingles when I was 12, and which is like so rare. That was really rare. But I've never broken a bone and I've never gone under.
I've never broken a bone and I've never gone under.
But when I had my wisdom teeth out, I actually sent this picture to Shannon when she had her trauma.
Yes, Shannon thought she had shingles.
Because I had my wisdom teeth out in England, and like they don't know about like
I'm familiar.
And my mom said that when she saw the guy doing it, my body was like being like hanked out of the chair, and she was like, "Is this guy know what he's doing?" I go home the next day, the swelling is really bad, and like after 24 hours, like the swelling's getting worse, and I like couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
Because they like fucked it up, and
Oh my God.
they found out that I had mono, so the antibiotics didn't work. So I was hospitalized because they were like, your throat is closing. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, listen, never get dental work done in England.
I wasn't planning on it. And I also still have my wisdom teeth. Fun fact about me.
But that's really the only random thing. You know about when I lit myself on fire when I had sex in college. It's a story for another time, but I did that.
Oh my God. I lit myself on fire one time too, but I was just like lighting a fire. You know? I was like in a fireplace. It was like gas, and it just like kind of engulfed I lost all my eyelashes.
You did?
It was like one of the worst things. And I run into the house absolutely screaming. We're on family vacation in Utah, screaming. Olivia said like a cloud of smoke was following behind me. Like I wasn't on fire anymore. But basically I had leaned over to light it, not realizing it was gas. And my front pieces of my hair lit and engulfed my whole face. And I didn't stay on fire, but it just sort of singed everything and then was smoking. And I'm running in the house screaming. Olivia was the one in the kitchen who found me. I'm screaming. I'm like, I'm on fire. She's like, no, you're not. Everybody thought I was lying. And then I looked at them. I had no eyelashes.
Insane.
Yeah.
Are your eyelashes real right now?
Oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone said to me. Yes, I got a lash lift like 8 weeks ago.
It looks great.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
I love you.
Claudia, I have no words. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Thank you for being my friend.
I love you.
And I can't wait for our next rendezvous in New York. Where can people find you if they don't already? I think like every single one of my followers follows you already, but
we do have a big crossover. But The Toast is my podcast. We do it every Monday through Friday on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Instagram at Girl With No Job. And I think that's it, right? Yeah.
Watch her comedy specials.
Thank you. Prime Video. The first one is called Disgrace Queen.
And you wrote a book.
And I read a book. It's called Girl With No Job, The Crazy Beautiful Life of an Instagram Thirst Monster. My specials are called Disgrace Queen and Lean In. They're both available to stream on Prime Video. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. Oh, and no, actually, if you're going to do one thing, follow me on TikTok, please.
Really?
Such a loser over there. Like,
you want to be
330K.
Yeah, but like,
This is a business, you know?
this is a business. Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing, like to be in LA with only 300,000 TikTok followers.
No, come on.
And 29. Oh my God, they're like, girl, get a grip.
I mean, I have a walker. I'm 33.
You have 1 million followers on TikTok, so it brings you're basically 23.
You guys, thanks for listening so much. I will be back on Monday. Until then, like, subscribe, comment. and can't wait for more. Bye.